Welcome to the Quantum Revenue Expansion Podcast. My name is Ursula, and I'm a sales expert, strategic business coach, and USA Today bestselling author. I love sharing strategies that show you exactly how to turn your annual revenue into your monthly revenue. If you're looking to take a quantum leap in your revenue or sales, your team, your productivity, your success, and your life, then you are meant to be here. My goal in every episode is to help you take your belief that it's possible to 2x or 10x your revenue while working way less to knowing that it is happening right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Quantum Revenue Expansion, where we talk about turning your annual revenue into your monthly revenue. Super excited to be hanging out with you today. I have a lot that I want to cover. It is another solo show, which I am excited about. I love this time of year, right? We're wrapping up. It's the end of the year. There's lots going on. And our intention and my intention for you is that you will finish 2024 strong, which sets you up for a phenomenal 2025. And we're going to talk about that today. Today, I want to take you through the 5 steps to blow your sales away in 2025. And please know that what I'm going to share with you, these 5 steps, this is what we do with our CEO table clients. This is what we do with private, in private VIP sessions. So my invitation is for you to really take the time and maybe even pause between the steps to do some of the work so that, you can really start to build a 2025 that will get you where you want to go and beyond, right? Because we don't create businesses to just have a job for ourselves, right? Or really, for some of the people I talk to have a job that we hate, right? We started a company because we wanted to have more freedom in our lives. And so that's what we're going to talk about, and how what I'm going to share with you can really truly create the freedom schedule, the freedom that you've been looking for. So again, 5 steps to blow your sales away in 2025. Quick thing. If you're really thinking like, I'd love to blow my sales away in 2025, I'd love some extra support doing that. We do have the Great Giveback happening right now. And you can actually register for the Great Giveback up until December 9th. That is our cutoff, because our final Profit Accelerator is December 11th. So last registration for the Great Giveback is December the 9th. So it will be closing soon. If it's something you have been thinking about doing, then you're going to want to learn more. You're definitely going to want to check base, because here's the deal. You can join the Great Giveback and be part of one of our Profit Accelerators simply by showing us a donation that you made for under $300, like a small, or even if you donated to a couple organizations this year and it equals just under $300, you can join us. So that's definitely my invitation to you to check that out. It's a phenomenal opportunity. So basically, for giving back this year, we're giving you $5,000 in coaching and training. So check it out. The link's below, or you can donate. You can donate, like get a tax write-off at this time of year and receive the Great Giveback. So definitely check that out. We'd love to have you join us before the end of the year. All right, 5 steps. First and foremost is to create a revenue model for 2025, okay? A revenue model is simply a projection of your best guess in terms of how much revenue you're going to bring in the next 12 months in the year, in the calendar year, okay? And I know, like, I get it when I say this to people a lot. We get pushback. People are like, I don't like the numbers. I've never done a revenue model. I don't know what that means. So I'm going to break it down for you. I just want you to get it, and get that. It's just like anything else. If you've never done a revenue model, or if you've never projected out before, it can seem a little overwhelming. And I also want you to know that we have clients who have multi-million-dollar companies who haven't done an in-depth revenue model before. So there's no shame in the game. You've gotten to where you are doing what you've been doing. But if you want to ramp quickly, if you want to make 2025 a breakthrough year, you have to have a clear revenue model, because the revenue model is, think of it as like a map where you get to reverse engineer everything else from that map, right? It's like, okay, month upon month, here's how much revenue we're going to bring in. Well, that way, then we know that these other things have to happen for you to get there. Hopefully that makes sense. So a simple way to create a revenue model is to start with a model month. So this is all under step one. Step one is creating a quantum revenue model. How do you do that? You create a model month first. Okay. And a model month is like, what would a breakthrough month be for you? So for example, I'm going to use easy math because it's math that I know. If you want a 7-figure business next year, that's $83,333 per month. Okay. That is what we would put on an Excel spreadsheet, $83,333. Because then what I want to know under a model month is, how do we get there? Okay. The part that I love about looking at 1 month is that you also learn a lot about your business. So here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. If you want the model month template, so you can just do it yourself. If you want the model month template to use, email Trisha at, I'll put it in the show notes as well, Trisha's email for the model month template. Trisha at ursulainc.co. So email her with model month template in the subject line, because I want you to take action, right? I don't want you to just be like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I want you to take action. So get the model month template from Trisha, and then you can run it yourself. I'm going to take you through the 5 steps, and then you can either listen to this again later and go through each step, or I'll also, if you don't want the model month template, I'll explain how to do it now. The goal of the model month template is to break down your monthly goal. So if your goal is $83,333, right? I want to know exactly how we're going to get there. How many clients is that? Now, if let's say your product or your service is $8,333, we know we need 10 of those, right, to get to your goal. When you start to look at your model month template and your numbers, the other thing that'll happen is you'll begin to notice a few things. One, you might notice that you're not charging enough. That happens a lot. So you might realize you need to raise your prices. You might notice that you offer too many things. And when you're trying to figure out your model month template, maybe you even get confused. You're like, I don't even know what to sell, right? It's overwhelming. So that's the other thing. It's like you maybe you want to offer less things in 2025 and increase your prices, or maybe there's just things that need to be changed. Your model month template, or just putting this on paper, will reveal that to you. You'll start to see very quickly what needs to shift or change. Once you have that model month template, then you can build the rest of your quantum revenue model. Also, I'll put that out there. If you want to see our quantum revenue model that we work with our VIP clients with, ask Trisha for that as well. Email her. I want you to take action though, because here's the thing. If I just give this all to you and I just put it in the show notes, the likelihood of you doing anything with it is like low. If you have to actually ask for it and raise your hand and reach out, the likelihood of you doing something with it skyrockets. Okay. And so as a coach, it's like, I'm inviting you to take action on your business and your life by asking for what you need. It's kind of like one of the recent other shows that I did about, the who's are around you, the who's who can help you are around you. You can ask for help. So that's my invitation. So step number 1, create a quantum revenue model. Email Trisha if you want the model month template. And also if you want the quantum revenue model, she'll send that to you. We'll give it to you. Okay. Once you have the quantum revenue model, you'll see that you can take your model month and start to put it in there for each month throughout the entire year. And then, so the top part of a revenue model is simply that. It's top line revenue, sales for each month. Next, underneath that, you'll see it's cost of sales. So how much does it cost me, right, to sell $83,000 a month? So by line, by product line, how much does it cost to sell? Below that are your static costs: rent, phone, software, salaries. All of those things go below the cost of sales, and then the bottom is net profit. After all of that, how much money am I making? And that really is one of the reasons we launched our new course, the Profit Accelerator, because we wanted people to focus on paying themselves their dream salary and making a lot more profit. So you'll see that as well. All right. So that's just step number 1, is to create your model month template and your quantum revenue model so you have a clear map for next year. Step number 2 is to shift your mindset. Shift your mindset, because here's the cool thing that's going to happen, which might not feel cool at the time. The second you get crystal clear about your new monthly revenue goal and you start to put it on paper for the next year, you start to plan out your entire 12 months. The first thing that's going to happen after you do that is your limiting beliefs are going to pop up. Okay. I'm smiling only because I want you to celebrate that. When those limiting beliefs pop up, they're trying to tell you something, right? They're trying to tell you that they're trying to tell you that something needs to change. You're being invited to expand, okay? And the easiest thing for you to do is to look at your model month template, to really look at your quantum revenue model, and just ask yourself this question. What do I really believe about achieving this goal? What do I really believe about achieving this goal? And then notice what shows up. Notice what shows up for you. Okay? Because typically the limiting belief pops up. Now, for most people, it's like, there's no way I can get there. So then you want to get under that belief. It's like, okay, then ask another question. Why is there no way to get there? Well, I don't know how to get there. Okay. Why don't you know how to get there? Well, I've never gotten there before. Well, why haven't you gotten there before? Well, I haven't figured out how to get there. Why haven't you figured out how to get there? And then you keep digging and you keep digging and you keep digging. And you might get to a core belief, like something like, I'm not able to make that much money, like that. I'm not wired for that much money, or I'm not smart enough to make that happen. I don't know what to do. Right. So under that is like, I'm not smart enough. I don't know what to do. I'm not good enough. Like underneath all of that, you start to find these kind of core beliefs. And then you ask yourself, what's not true about I'm not smart enough to get there? Well, lots of other people have done it and they probably don't have higher IQs than me, right? Maybe it's not about smarts at all. Maybe it's just about following steps, right? Maybe because other people have done it, I can do it too, right? Like you just start to ask yourself that question so that you can shift your limiting belief. And you might even want to do that right now. Just listen back and take yourself through that step. Because then the last thing to ask yourself is, what would I rather believe? What would I rather believe? Instead of like, I'm not smart enough to make this happen, what would I rather believe? I'd rather believe that when I have, you want to hear this, when I have my model month template created and I plan my revenue for the next 12 months, when I have all of that created and planned out, the next steps will always show up, right? The next steps will always show up. Often it's inspired action, right? There's inspired ideas that come through. The question is, will you take those next steps? Okay. So for example, I'm thinking of one of our clients who did double his revenue this year. At the beginning of the year, he created the revenue model and got super stuck and was like, there's just no way I can do this. I don't know how to get there. All the things. And then we did some belief shifting around that. And then I just asked him, I'm like, what's showing up as the next step? And I kind of already knew, but I wanted him to hear him say it. And he said, cold calling, cold emailing, cold reach outs, just reaching out to people that I know want my business and services. Now he has a service-based business, and when he sells something, it's a pretty large contract or large deal. So it definitely made sense for him to pick up the phone or to send emails and to reach out. So I said, okay, great. Have you done this before? He said, yes. I said, how'd it go? He said, terrible. I said, all right, we're going to do it differently. So I did help him. Completely redo his model month template and his quantum revenue model. We redid those. We expanded it a little bit more and we looked at it again. And then I looked at his sales scripts and revised them. We just edited his sales scripts. By the way, side note, when you join the Great Giveback, you also get our very new, brand new sales script creator, which I'll probably do a whole podcast around because it's super cool. Super easy to use, super fun. And you actually, it asks you prompts, and then it spits out your sales script. So if that's something you're interested in, when you join the Profit Accelerator, especially part of the Great Give Back, right? When you join us for that, you will receive that as one of our gifts. There's so many cool bonus items. Don't even get me started. It's super cool. All right. So I helped my client, did that. He started to make cold emails and actually cold phone calls. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do that. This isn't for everybody, right? For his business, it made sense. He did it for several months. He started to get responses. He couldn't believe it, doubled his revenue. His biggest challenge now is actually staffing and delivering the services. So, he's looking at next year being $500,000 or more. I share that with you because once he shifted that limiting belief and he saw the inspired next step that he needed to take, he took it. He didn't want to take it, right? Cold calling wasn't fun. It hadn't worked for him before, but he knew it would work. And so he did it. And this is where most people stop, right? It's like you create the goal, you're excited about it, you work on letting go of the limiting beliefs, but then if you don't let go enough of them and you don't just take that next step, you get stuck. Okay. So also looking at where am I stopping myself at that point? Where am I stopping myself from moving forward? Okay. Once you've shifted your mindset, you'll start to get some inspired ideas, inspired actions, as I shared with you. And sometimes they're things that you don't want to do. So to kind of like take that quantum leap per se, to like move even faster, this is the question you want to ask. What's the fastest and easiest way to reach my revenue goal on a monthly basis? So let's go back and play with your model month template. This is your big month. This is like the $1 million month or whatever it is. Not $1 million. Well, maybe your $83,333 month, like the big month. So when you build a revenue model, the first couple months, you might be ramping toward that higher month, but that big month, the one you really want to create, that's what we're looking for. And you ask that question, what's the fastest and easiest way to reach my monthly goal? Now, after you ask the question, you're invited to write down 50 ideas. Okay. 50 ideas. Here's what's super cool. Coming up with 50 ideas is a stretch. Some ideas are going to come in right away. The idea is not to judge those as they come in, right? As you get an idea, don't judge it, just write it down because you never know where it's going to lead. This is also something you can do with a sales team, with a business partner, with an admin person, whoever, with your spouse, with your best friend, with your kids. I don't care. It's fun to do on a whiteboard, right? Just come up, or you can do that on Zoom, virtually on a whiteboard. Come up with 50 ideas and push yourself. A lot of people give up. They're like, I can't get to 50 ideas. One of the ways we did it in my company was to put it on a spreadsheet and just share it as a Google Doc and have everybody put ideas in. And we got to 50 ideas really quickly, 50 brilliant ideas. They were awesome. Not all of them were usable. They were good ideas. Once you get to 50, then you want to highlight your top 10. Once you have your top 10, then you want to get to your top 5. And then take action on your top 5, because once you can get it to your top 5, what we typically find is you have gold. There is gold in that list. And it'll probably blow you away. You're going to be like, I didn't know I was that smart, right? To come up with these ideas. I knew I was smart, but like, I'm a genius. Look at these ideas. And when you start to take action on them, it's going to start moving you toward blowing away your sales in 2025. Okay. So come up with 50 ideas. Then step number 4, if you really want to take that quantum leap next year, you've got to have support. Now, I did a whole podcast on this. You can go back and listen to that podcast about who you need on your team, right? Or who, not even on your team, but who you need in your inner circle, your team, who you need around you to reach your goal. Like having that powerful team of who's around you to get there. So the 4th step is to get the support you need, right? Get the who's around you. That could be team members that help you take a quantum leap. Like there's nothing better than hiring a team member who already knows how to do all the things and can just like quantum leap you to the next level. Maybe they know how to sell. Maybe they know how to market. And it's not even about hiring them full time. Part-time is great, but they're the one, like they can get you there, right? They can help with that marketing piece you don't know how to do. Maybe it's a copywriter, maybe it's a virtual assistant, maybe it's a part-time salesperson. Maybe it's a fractional online business manager who has incredible skills and they've done this before. Maybe it's a coach, or in our world, 2 coaches who can help you get there, who've already done that and can help you get there faster. Maybe it's a mentor, right? It could be anybody. You just have to get that support. And also, I highly recommend getting in the support in terms of a community of people. You got to be with people who are, where you want to be. It's not enough just to hang out with people who are kind of where you are. I see this happen a lot, where I see people wanting to reach certain goals, but they're still in the same circles they've always been in. They're not stretching themselves to meet new people or, whatever it might be. I know I have to be in community with other business owners who are ahead of me, who've made it happen, right? Who can inspire me. Like I have to be around that community of like-minded thinkers. So that's what I want you to think about. Like, what's the kind of community of support that I need? And maybe you have a networking group that you're in that also provides that. Maybe you're in a mastermind. Maybe you're in a CEO group, whatever it is. Find a community of people who are ahead of you, because that's also going to pull you. And then step number 5 is to course correct. Things aren't always going to work out the way you want them to. In fact, sometimes things are total disasters. Sometimes you do a marketing thing. I mean, believe me, I know I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing. A lot of it was terrible. What I've learned is a lot of times, outside marketing can be great if you know exactly what you need and how to lead it, and you know how to make it successful. Or it's a marketing company who's worked with a company exactly like yours, and with a little bit of fine, tuning, they can make it happen for your company as well. But I will say this, that is rare. But if you can find them, great. Course correct means change something. You'll know, when something's not working. You got to give, if you are doing a marketing campaign, you got to give it time to work, and then you might course correct that as you go. There might be other things that you do though that need tweaking, that need editing, that need course correction. So that's what I want you to be aware of, is what do I need to do to course correct? What do I need to do to make some changes so that I can blow my sales away in 2025? The key is that you can't stop. You can't stop doing the good things. You can't stop moving the company forward. You've got to keep going step. Something doesn't work. What am I going to do differently? Talking to my team, right? So those who make the quantum leap, they don't stop. They keep course correcting as they go. All right. So again, this was the 5 steps to blow your sales away in 2025. Create a quantum revenue, which also includes a model month template, which, by the way, email Trisha if you want those gifts. So that first step, create that model month template. Second step, shift your mindset. Shift your belief that it's not possible for you, because that is a lie. If other people can do it, who I'm sure are way less talented, smart, IQ, whatever than you can do this. You can make it happen. Then third is to ask the question, what's the fastest and easiest way to get to my model month goal? Write down those questions, get them into the top 5. Fourth, get support. Get into a community. Come and hang out with us at the Profit Accelerator. With the Great Giveback, all you got to do is turn in your receipts from giving back to nonprofits, or go give to a nonprofit, get a tax write-off, and get $5,000 worth of coaching. That's what I'm talking about. So easy to do. The link is in the show notes. And then step 5, course correct as you go. Course correct. All right, everybody. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If this podcast today inspired you, or you're going to go back and use this information and it's helpful to you, definitely leave us a review. That helps other entrepreneurs find us. And please share with an entrepreneur who might be struggling as they're coming into the end of the year, or maybe they're having their best year, but they want to go even bigger. Send this to them to inspire them to get to that next level, that quantum leap in their business. All right, everybody, that's it for this week. Make this your most epic month yet. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you loved what you heard, be sure to leave a review on iTunes so I know what you like and can create content that guides you to uplevel your business even more. If you want more strategic business tips, follow me on social media. You'll find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and you can visit my website at www.ursulainc.co. I love being on this journey with you and can't wait to connect with you on the next episode. In the meantime, make this your most epic month yet.